Hey Monique, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's good. It's good. So lots going on in the world, lots going on individually with everyone.
Yes.
And right now people are talking about AI and ChatGPT and OpenAI and all these words. And I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, here we go again. It's like NFTs. It's like that buzzword thing
Mm.
again. But I really am leaning in on it, and I have been. I'm listening to, what I'm doing? I'm listening to the very wealthy people, mostly white men. And if they're making the time for it, there's something there.
Yes.
And so there are a lot of places to go. So let's
Mhm, mhm.
start with your background. What is your background and what is your interest in AI?
Okay, well, actually, I am a nurse practitioner turned
Hey,
content creator.
love it.
I just wanted to reach people on a larger scale. And I'm like, you know what? I can do that on YouTube. So I created a channel, Journey with the Hintons. And that's why I share a lot of financial education because we needed wealth building. I share entrepreneur insights, just different things. And lately, like you said, I heard some buzz, like you say, around AI. And I'm like, okay, what is this? So it made me start getting interested in it because it was talked about so much. And I started to learn as much as I can because, like I said, I want to help people out there while I'm also helping myself. And so I just dove in and I just was like, you know what, let's break this down and let's learn this together because it's going to be important and it is here and we need to get in it.
That's right. And let's talk about that. So there are a couple of things that I want to point out. First, I want to just point out nurse practitioner, and then you saw something in with entrepreneur. You said, I want to help. So what you remind me of myself a lot. So what you do is you take in a lot of information so that you can then synthesize that information
Mhm.
for other people,
Pretty
right?
much. Yes. Yes.
Yes. And you're able to communicate it in an accessible way and
Yes.
non-scary way. This is what I found watching your videos and
Mhm.
consuming your content and
Yes.
seeing you live. Um, and that is really helpful to a lot of people. And
Mhm.
I want to make sure that people heard the part where you said you were helping yourself too.
Mhm.
Because sometimes I get a lot of these messages. Sometimes people are like, you should make this for free and you should do that and that. And I give so much free advice,
Yes.
free content,
Yes.
$4,000 worth on arlansacademy.com alone,
Oh, wow.
podcasts, all these videos. So what do you think about that? And why do you think it's important that you ask for what you're worth and show that as an example to other people?
Because first and foremost, we have to live and survive too. And I personally set down an entire career to come over here. So I have to find a way to also, like I said, thrive. And I give away a lot of free information too, because some of these things, it's like it's hard for people to understand, as you mentioned. And so I want to try to make it, accessible, understandable for people, any age, any race, any, financial background. But at the same time, I'm giving information that people are charging a whole lot of money for.
Mhm.
And I'm still trying to, like I said, make a way for it to be affordable for you, but I have to survive. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. Like, I have to survive as well. And a lot of people don't realize that, oh, just give it away. And then what am I going to do?
Yeah.
If that
And,
makes sense.
and the thing is too, not only are other people charging for it, but the information we give makes other people money
Hmm.
if they apply it, right?
Hmm.
They can't just
Yeah.
look at it and say, okay, and then money comes to them. But if they
Yeah.
apply it, they execute on it, and they
Hmm.
have that drive, I personally have made millionaires. I've made six, figurenaires,
Hmm. Hmm.
And so that is where I think there's so much you can do. And this is just like a little bit of a key for people watching who are
Hmm.
entrepreneurs who are afraid to charge. I often also get, can I get payment plans? Can I get discount code and things like that? And of course I do it when I can, but I'm pretty steadfast when it comes
Hmm.
to my
Hmm.
new AI course because
Hmm.
it is such an accessible price. It's
Mhm,
$360 is an
mhm.
accessible price. And
Yes.
if it were me 10 years ago when I was homeless, I would have
Mhm.
found a way.
Oh, wow.
I would have
Yeah.
found a
Yeah.
way, right? We
Yeah.
find a way, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just want to make that foundation, because what we're going to talk about when it comes to AI is also a topic that I get a little worried about people, especially underestimated, underrepresented people who are doing this sort of doomsday, running for the hills and almost sounding ignorant about it. And to me, it's like, we have to at least understand it before you say it's not for you. Right. So what have you learned about AI that excites you?
Oh, it's so much to unpack. I'm still just at surface level trying to scratch and get, to it. But what's so exciting is that one thing a lot of people always say is making you lazy. And I don't feel like it's making you lazy, but it's making you better. It's allowing you to be able to do more things at a faster rate. And then some things you probably never even realize you can do. But it's fascinating because I have been doing, like, I've been able to create more content. Like I said, I'm a content creator. I've been able to create more content. I've been able to do things in 30 minutes that take people years to do, Yes.
Give an example. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by
like creating an entire year of ideas, like topics for me to talk about? Like literally sitting down, asking ChatGPT to help me. I give it a target audience. I ask it, how can I convey whatever message it is? And then they'll shoot out. I mean, literally, this is week 1, this is week 2, this is week 3. That saves me a ton of time. So then at this point, I can focus on other things. So it's not really making me lazy. Again, it's allowing me to target other areas that needs more work,
Absolutely. I think it's like putting the Iron Man suit on. It's giving you amplified abilities. And Mark Benioff, the CEO of Salesforce, said recently that ChatGPT and others like it are going to still get things wrong. So you're going to always need a human manning the thing, or humaning the thing, right? So when we ask ChatGPT, which by the way, everybody can get a ChatGPT account. That's separate. You can go to openai.com, get a ChatGPT account, just start working with it. Even if you don't want to take the course, just start working with it. You'll learn a ton, right? But Mark Benioff said that. And so sometimes when, I do the same thing, I'll say, give me some ideas, give me 20 ideas for this, this, and this. This is the target audience. And it'll give me 20 ideas and 18 of them are bomb, right? And 2 of them are like, no, they didn't get it because it's not human, because it doesn't have feelings and all these things. So you have to keep your mind engaged during it, but then it takes you to another level, because it's like 3 of those things you never even thought about. Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Okay, let me ask a second question to pull some more information about that and make sure I do my own research. So have you found that using it has helped you? I know it's probably it's saved you money, because like what you just said, but has it helped you earn money yet?
Like I said, I'm a content creator. I create content. I'm getting paid for that content, So it has written scripts for me. Scripts that, I'm able to monetize my videos on YouTube. So I'm using these scripts to be monetized. Of course, I don't, like you said, take it for everything that it says, because we want to make sure that the information is correct. We are not trying to give the wrong information to people, but it's helped me do that. I've also written an eBook with it. So I'm making money with that. So like I said, it's so many different ways. I'm just scratching the surface. But I'm about to clone myself with one of the AI softwares to create videos, which means I can do more and I don't have to take my time, get dressed, do your hair, your makeup, stuff like that. I can just play that clone.
So dive into that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
There's a program called Synthesia, and they allow you to pretty much clone whatever you look like in that moment. You'll have to record yourself in front of a green screen, and then they'll pretty much turn that into what's known as an avatar, so that anytime you want to create a video or any kind of content, you can plug in a script and it'll read it as if it's you. So you don't have to even be there in that moment. I could be flying on a plane somewhere, like, you know what? I want to drop a video real quick. Let me do this. Yeah. And it can do that for you.
It's so interesting. And so, of course, I mean, to me, when I hear this and I hear the stuff we're talking about, all I feel is actual goosebumps. And I feel optimism and potential, just like I did 10 years ago when I said, people need to be investing in underrepresented founders. Let me start a fund, right? I feel like the whole new frontier, the same way I did back then, in a way I haven't. But I know that some people, and I'm not going to be too rough with them because I know some people that scares them. Because you just said you're going to clone yourself on video. Does that mean that my job is in danger? You know, you just said you wrote the scripts. Does that mean if I'm a freelance script writer that my job's in danger? What do you think about jobs in general and how we should look at that?
Honestly, there are surveys that said over 300 million jobs will be replaced over the next decade. About 80% of jobs will be impacted in some way by AI. So I just personally feel like, yes, honestly, some jobs will be replaced. But the thing is, we have to find our place and how we can use these things to, again, make ourselves valuable. Because I always say this, one thing people cannot replace is value. So if we are learning to use these things and we are using them in ways that other people aren't doing it, then we'll always remain valuable. And as a freelancer, you can still utilize these tools to, again, make you be able to put out content at a faster pace. Yes, some people may be writing scripts, but everyone's not familiar with this, you know, and if you learned it and if you learn how to use this and then you apply it to your job, let's say you are a person that writes scripts for people, instead of you sitting down writing a script, because that takes time, that could take, you know, it depends on the script, but you can put out maybe 20 scripts in one day when you were doing it on your own, you can just do 2. So it doesn't really, I don't want to say it's just going to take away everyone's job. It's really how you're going to find your place in this world, pretty much.
It's about adapting. So some things that are easier to do and maybe are more creative that can be figured out with generative AI will be replaced or taken over. But it's about adapting. And I said this online a few days ago. I'm still figuring it out because I think we're just on the tip of the iceberg of what this is. But I did say, like, I remember when Instagram came out and was really popular at first, and photographers were really mad because they were like, it just makes everybody a photographer. I'm going to be out of business. I don't see anybody out of business as a photographer, and I might have missed it. So correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I don't see it. I see photographers able to display their work, more, reach more people, to get more creative, etc. And to me, it's like if you can take a moment to breathe through and just say, look, okay, like anything that is transformational, it is going to affect people in a negative way in some instances. Therefore, I need to figure out how to adapt in this situation and maybe even unlock something. I'm working with a developer who does a lot of no code, low code. And he's been working on that for years and he has his own company. He told me he hasn't been this excited about coding in years because generative AI is going to be able to write its own code and help you write code. And it's just going to blow our minds in a way. What are we, which June 2023? Like this conversation is going to be dated in just a couple of months because people are going to see, oh, I can do this, and that. Yeah. And what do you think about, kind of as we wrap up, what do you think about the future? What do you think is going to happen in like the next 6 months?
Ooh, I mean, next week is more the question. What's going to happen by then? Things are changing so fast. I mean, literally, a lot of people talk just about ChatGPT a lot, but there are so many other AI tools that are out there, and the list is extensive, and every week is adding on. So it's only going to grow from here. But one thing I always tell people is that AI is here and it's here to stay. So we just need to learn how you said to adapt and how we can apply it to our lives. And it's been here for a long time as well. A lot of people are so afraid, but if you use Siri, if you use Alexa, if you're on Netflix, if you're on YouTube, you've been using AI. But the thing is that it's just become more accessible to the public in a way that we were not able to use it. So I think that from here it's only going to grow. It's like a seed. The seed was just planted. The more it continues to be watered, the more it's going to sprout, and the branches are going to come out, and it's going to be different areas that we're going to have to continue to learn.
To learn how to be an amazing gardener of this, you know, a horticulture, you know,
Yes. Might have to clip some weeds, but
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Let's say that you're going to be some weeds in there.
Yeah.
And so be aware, be woke, as it were, right?
Yeah, really.
Aware that it's a new world, but if you can make it more exciting than fearful, you know, the world is your oyster.
Yes, really.
Thank you so much. How do people find you?
You can come on over to Journey with the Hintons on YouTube. The tag is at official Journey with the Hintons. Be careful, there are a lot of scammers out there. But and on Instagram, I am Monique Hinton.
Amazing.